What's going on, people? Mr. Anti-Lock here, back with the epicness that is Bleach, Chapter 619, The Betrayer. I have to say, a lot of people might not think this, but this chapter was dope. Pure, unadulterated epicness from page 1 to 17. Juha Bach stated that he's been watching Ichigo the whole time, and that his own weakness is what killed his mama. Don't get it twisted. Before I even got to that part of the chapter when Juha was feeding them the Quincy propaganda, I was like, you killed this nigga's mama. How you even gonna spat that bullshit to him? And then he's like, it was your own weakness that killed your mama. Your Richie hollers. Don't listen to him. But the shit kind of makes sense, because Zangetsu was nurturing him the entire time. So the part of his Quincy blood, which is Juha Getsu, which is inside of him, has legit been watching him the whole time. And I'm gonna read this shit from the manga itself. Juha says, do you understand? There isn't any need for that, because your decisions are all connected to mine. You've been fighting for me the whole time. Legit, you gotta ask yourself though, how is it Juha knows all of these things? And it's because of Juha Getsu. So when when Zangetsu said, I am Juha, but I'm not Juha, that means within his blood, Juha resides in him from the gate. You gotta ask yourself, how is it that Juha knows that the same power he used to defeat Sosuke Aizen, the power that he lost and got back, how does he know about that? And then he's like, everything was to take down the Soul King. I ain't gonna lie to you, I really thought that we were gonna get that epic backstory. Like, I know I keep saying this shit, I've been saying this shit for like a year now, but I'm really aching for that backstory. So when it was like Juha explains to him everything, I'm like, oh shit, they finally going back. I guess I've been asking for it so much that when they finally go back, I'm not gonna be as excited, because I'm aching for it, you know what I'm saying? But I digress. Juha stated that we shared the same blood, so I'm thinking, and this is another thing I've been saying for a while, could Kurosaki Ichigo be a direct blood descendant from Juha? Could Juha be like his great-great-great-grandfather? Could the Kurosaki bloodline be that of Juha's? And then another thing I've been questioning about the whole series is that, how do Quincy's have such knowledge of the Soul Society and its inner workings? It had to be some point where, and you gotta ask yourself, how did Juha found the Quincy civilization through human beings? Because Quincy's throughout the series have been told us that they're all human. So if Juha's descended from the Soul King, how did the Quincy heritage cross from the Soul Society over to the world of the living? Maybe at some point all of the worlds were one and connected before they were separated and filtered by the Soul King. I mean, that's just a thought. Another funny thing in this chapter that Ichigo was like, screw that Quincy blood crap. You know something? Of all the main characters through any series, Ichigo is the most impulsive of them all. He just acts and fights on his own emotions. And he has to act. Shouldn't he stop and ask himself, why am I actually trying to fight Juha? Why am I actually trying to take him down? And Juha's been asking him this shit too since the first fight. Like, am I your enemy? Or am I not your enemy? Bombshell of the chapter. Yorichi's standing there and we see this health flame, or better yet, Quincy arrow hit her in the back. It's a tiny one, so I'm like, who the fuck is that? Everybody got like this shock face, and then you see Uryu. I don't know, when I read that shit, it got me so hype. I was like, Uryu! It's fucking Uryu! Fucking Uryu! I don't know why I got so hyped, but it was like, oh shit, it's fucking Uryu. And then it got a little twisted. I wasn't sure if Uryu shot an arrow at Mimihage-sama, aka the Soul King's right hand that was keeping the whole project together. The science project that is the Soul King. But it looked like somebody shot and caused the whole cocoon slash crystal-esque thing that the Soul King was encased in to shatter. This Soul King's been through some shit. Then there was a panel I wasn't really too sure about. It's Ichigo flinging back. I don't know if like half of the Soul King knocked Ichigo back and the other half went to Juha. I wasn't too sure about that. But that's what it looked like to me. Then Yorichi sends these orbs at Juha. And they like literally legit explode in this man's face. And she's like, hey Juha, so how'd you like that? Once the first one has hit, the second one will turn you into dust. And then my man Juha's like, bargain just. And we all know that's the fucking compulsory. The compulsory ends up behind Yorichi. And I don't know, it looked like he either like manipulated her arm to breaking like several pieces or just like straight exploded her arm, but it looked like her arm like was twisted and like blown up, and I don't know, man, like that shit looked dope though. She's like, oh, what is this power? Like, this nigga straight gun beat her arm. Fucking Odahime's like, Yorichi-san. But I have to admit, you know, I hope they play like more of a role, because they straight just like look useless. The last few chapters, you just see panels of fucking Gonju, Orihime, and Chad just like, what do we do? Like, legit, like, what do we do? Like, legit, them motherfuckers better have their shit together, because when that nigga Hashfault comes, they gonna be in some deep shit. Just saying. Ichigo goes to fucking slash Juha. Uryu shoots an arrow and fucking Ichigo blocks it like your useless fucking arrows. And we get this like panel of fucking Uryu's arrow shattering. But I have to say though, the weird thing about Juha and Uryu and everybody like who attacks Ichigo, it just seems like they're really not trying to hurt this man. So I don't know. And then you got Juha. I think what this panel is, at first I thought it was like him picking Ichigo off the ground, but apparently it's clearly him ripping Mimihage off of the Soul King crystal cocoon thing. And then you got the epic Uryu panel. He's like, don't get in the way of His Highness. And Ichigo's like, what the fuck are you doing? Yesterday's ally has become today's foe. The betrayer. And then we get the epic last page, title page. I have to say, overall, man, for me, This chapter was pure epicness. The last 2 weeks have been 3 weeks, now that I think about it, have been pure epicness. If you haven't done it yet, like, subscribe, comment. Let me know your feelings on this week's chapter. Did you see something that I might have missed? Are you as excited as I am about this week's chapter? And what do you think will happen in the next chapter? Peace.